The stars stretched wide across the endless dark sky, shining like silver dust on black silk. A ship unlike anything humans had ever seen appeared in orbit above Earth. It was not made of sharp metal like human craft, but smooth crystal that glowed softly, as if the stars themselves had shaped it. This was the vessel of Princess Lyra, heir to the Celerian Empire, a powerful civilization known for wisdom, beauty, and ancient traditions. When her ship touched down on the landing field, a hush spread through the human camp. The air seemed to hold its breath. Soldiers, scientists, and diplomats stood in neat rows, waiting for the first meeting with royalty from beyond the stars. For weeks they had prepared speeches, protocols, and security plans. But when the ship's door slid open with a hum like a song, all their careful thoughts vanished. Lyra stepped out, tall and graceful, her silver robes flowing as if woven from light itself. Her skin shimmered faintly with a soft glow, and her eyes reflected the stars as though she carried the universe within her gaze. Yet, for all her royal presence, her smile was warm and kind. She did not look at them as subjects or strangers. She looked at them as equals. The humans bowed their heads slightly, unsure how to greet her. The leader of the expedition, a calm and thoughtful man named Arun, stepped forward. His uniform was simple, his hands steady though his heart raced with both fear and excitement. He had studied alien signals for years, waiting for this very moment. Now, standing in front of a true alien princess, he found his voice caught in his throat. "Welcome to Earth," Arun finally said, his tone respectful yet filled with wonder. "We are honored to meet you, Princess." Lyra tilted her head slightly, listening to his words. Human language was strange to her, but she had spent her journey learning the basics. Her reply was gentle, each word slow but clear. "I thank you, people of Earth. I come not as ruler but as guest. I wish to learn." Her words surprised many in the crowd. Most had expected her to declare authority, to speak of treaties or demands. Instead, she asked only to learn. A wave of relief swept through the humans, followed by growing curiosity. The first meeting began with small exchanges. Lyra asked about Earth's oceans, its mountains, and its animals. She listened closely, as if every detail mattered. The humans, in turn, asked about her world. She told them her planet had 2 suns, and the sky turned golden at dusk. Her people built their cities from living crystals that grew like trees, and their ships sailed the currents of space the way boats sailed rivers. As she spoke, the humans noticed something unusual. Unlike other alien envoys who guarded their secrets, Lyra shared openly. She did not treat knowledge as treasure to be locked away, but as a gift to be exchanged. That openness made her different, and it drew the humans closer to her. Among them, Arun was the most attentive. While others looked at her with awe, he looked with genuine curiosity. He did not see a princess who belonged to another world. He saw a person eager to understand, just like himself. When the evening came, the humans offered her a seat by the campfire. To their surprise, she accepted. She sat with them, the light of the flames dancing on her shimmering robes. She tasted their food, though it was plain compared to the delicate meals of her palace. Yet she smiled and said it was good. The humans laughed softly, realizing that she was not only royal but also willing to share in simple things. That night, as the stars stretched above them, Princess Lyra felt something she had not expected. On her world, she was always surrounded by duty and ceremony. Here, sitting among strangers who welcomed her with kindness, she felt a sense of freedom. She sensed that humans had a spirit different from her own people, a spirit that burned quietly but strongly, like the campfire at her side. Arun watched her carefully. He could see that beneath her royal grace, she carried curiosity, perhaps even loneliness. He wondered what she truly sought among humans. Was it only knowledge of Earth? Or was it something deeper, something even she had not yet realized? The first meeting ended with promises of more discussions. Lyra returned to her ship, while the humans returned to their camp, filled with excitement and questions. The air was alive with wonder. None of them knew what this meeting would bring, but all felt the beginning of something far greater than themselves. For Lyra, it was the first step into a world that would change her forever. For the humans, it was the moment they discovered that even an alien princess could be touched by the simple warmth of human kindness. The next morning, the camp buzzed with activity. Humans hurried between tents, carrying papers, machines, and instruments. Everyone wanted to prepare for another meeting with Princess Lyra. They spoke in hushed voices, wondering what she might ask, what secrets she might share, and what history they were now part of. Arun stood near the communication table, organizing notes from the first night. His mind replayed the way Lyra had spoken so simply, yet with such wisdom. She was unlike anyone he had ever met, human or otherwise. When he looked up, he saw her walking toward him. Her steps were calm, her presence as bright as the morning sun. Good morning, Arun, she said softly, her voice carrying a strange melody that made even the air seem lighter. Good morning, Princess, he replied, bowing slightly. Did you rest well? Yes, she answered. Your world feels alive. Even in silence, it speaks. Arun smiled. He was not sure if she spoke of the wind in the trees or something deeper, but her words always carried layers of meaning. After a short walk around the camp, Lyra stopped near a table where papers and books lay open. She touched one of the pages with care, her fingers tracing the numbers written there. These symbols, she asked, what do they mean? Arun looked and saw that she had pointed to a simple equation. It was multiplication, something a child on Earth would learn in school. That is mathematics, he explained. These numbers are part of how we measure and understand the world. This one, he pointed, is called multiplication. It is how we increase or combine numbers to make larger ones. Lyra tilted her head. Show me. Arun picked up a pencil. On the paper, he wrote, 2 times 3 equals 6. He explained, if you have 2 groups, and each group has 3, then together you have 6. Her eyes narrowed slightly as she studied the symbols. 2 becomes 6? It is like growth. Yes, Arun said, encouraged by her interest. Humans use this to count, to build, and to create patterns. Multiplication is small in appearance, but powerful in use. Lyra's expression shifted from curiosity to fascination. On my world, we see numbers as flowing energy, always moving in circles. But here, you make them climb higher, step by step. It is simple, yet strong. She picked up the pencil and copied his writing, slowly forming the numbers. Then she tried her own example, 4 times 4 equals 16. Her eyes widened when she saw the result. This grows faster than I thought. From one thought, many answers. Arun laughed softly. Yes. That is why multiplication is important. We use it in every part of life, measuring time, building houses, guiding ships. Lyra leaned closer, her voice filled with excitement. And humans made this with no ancient crystals, no guiding stars, only their own minds. That is right, Arun said proudly. We built it ourselves. For a long moment, she was silent. She stared at the page as if it held a secret door. Finally, she spoke. I wish to learn more. Teach me. Arun nodded. Together they sat at the table, and he showed her more problems. She solved each one quickly, her sharp mind catching patterns that most beginners missed. She was not only learning, she was discovering connections of her own. Soon, she began asking questions that surprised even Arun. If numbers can grow by combining, can ideas grow the same way? If one thought joins another, does it become greater? Arun paused. Yes, he said slowly. That is exactly what we believe. Knowledge multiplies, just like numbers. A thoughtful silence fell between them. Lyra's gaze drifted to the horizon, where the sun shone above the hills. She whispered, perhaps that is why I am here. To see how your people make ideas grow. The words struck Arun deeply. In that moment, he realized she was not simply curious about numbers. She was curious about humanity itself, the way humans built, created, and dreamed. By afternoon, others in the camp noticed the princess and Arun sitting together, papers scattered across the table. Some smiled at the sight, while others whispered with unease. Was it proper for a princess to spend so much time on something as simple as human arithmetic? But Lyra did not care for appearances. She cared only for discovery. When the day ended, she stood and looked at Arun with gratitude. Today I have learned that even the smallest human idea can hold endless strength. Tomorrow, I wish to see how far this strength can reach. Arun nodded, though he felt the weight of her words. He knew her curiosity was only beginning, and whatever path it led them on, it would not be small or simple. That night, the humans gathered again, speaking of alliances and politics. But Lyra thought only of numbers, of growth, and of how humans had built so much from so little. For her, this was not just mathematics. This was the first glimpse of humanity's true gift. The next morning, the camp was filled with excitement. Word had spread that Princess Lyra wanted to learn more about human ways of thinking. Scientists and engineers gathered, hoping to observe her curiosity in action. Arun, as usual, was at her side, ready to explain and guide. Lyra approached a table covered with small machines, tools, and scattered papers. She ran her fingers lightly over the gadgets, studying them with her usual intensity. Her silver robes shimmered in the sunlight, making her look almost like a living star. Arun, she said, her voice calm but eager, I want to try what you call multiplication in a practical way. Not only with numbers, but with these devices. Can we do that? Arun's eyes widened slightly. You mean, apply human mathematics to our machines? Yes, Lyra replied, her gaze sharp. I want to see how a simple principle can grow into something greater. I wish to test it myself. Arun smiled. He admired her courage and her desire to learn by doing. Very well. Let us start simple. He handed her a small generator, a device used to store energy for their camp. It was delicate and had always been somewhat inefficient. Many engineers had tried to improve it, but it remained limited. Try to multiply its output, Arun suggested. Use your mind and the method of combining. Lyra's eyes sparkled. She studied the generator, turning it in her hands, observing the energy flow inside. Then she closed her eyes briefly, as if calculating in ways humans could not see. Slowly, she moved the controls in patterns guided by intuition and logic. At first, nothing seemed to happen. Arun watched, unsure if her attempt would succeed. But then, the generator's glow grew stronger. Lights flickered on around the camp, brighter than ever before. Energy that had previously been wasted was now circulating smoothly. Arun gasped. Princess! It worked. Lyra opened her eyes, a satisfied smile on her face. It works because the parts are multiplied in sequence. Small increases, combined carefully, create something larger. The idea grows. The humans surrounding them murmured in surprise and admiration. No one had expected such immediate results. Lyra had not only understood multiplication in theory, she had applied it to reality in a way humans had not considered. But she was not finished. She picked up another device, a small navigation panel used for guiding the camp's equipment. With Arun's guidance, she began adjusting circuits, applying multiplication principles to the flow of energy and information. Each change made the panel faster, more responsive, and more precise. Arun watched in amazement. Your people are advanced, he said. But you are seeing possibilities even we have not noticed. This is incredible. Lyra looked at him, her eyes thoughtful. On my world, we rely on tradition and careful calculation. Humans, even with simple methods, can make ideas grow faster. I am learning that simplicity can be multiplied into greatness. The day passed quickly. Each machine she touched improved under her careful adjustments. Every result reinforced the lesson she had just discovered: combining small steps could lead to astonishing outcomes. The human engineers began taking notes, eager to understand her methods. By evening, the entire camp had witnessed her success. The humans felt a mixture of pride and surprise. Their simple approach to multiplication had inspired an alien princess to create results beyond their expectations. Lyra stepped back from the last device, her face radiant with satisfaction. This is only the beginning, she said softly. If numbers can multiply, then perhaps all things can. Knowledge, ideas, effort, they can all grow together. Arun smiled. I think you are right, Princess. You are showing us a new way to think, even with what we already know. The sun dipped below the horizon, casting a golden glow over the camp. Lyra looked up at the stars, imagining the possibilities beyond Earth. Multiplication had become more than numbers to her. It was a key to understanding growth, potential, and collaboration. That night, as the humans gathered for rest, they spoke in quiet tones of the princess who had learned human mathematics and then applied it in ways no one expected. For Lyra, it was the first experiment that truly mattered. She had not only tested numbers but had also tested the power of human thinking. She lay in her ship, reflecting on the day. She realized that humans had a strength hidden in simplicity, a potential waiting to be multiplied. Tomorrow, she thought, she would see how far that strength could reach. The next morning, the camp was filled with quiet excitement. Princess Lyra stepped out of her ship with the same calm grace, but her eyes held a new spark. She had spent the night thinking about multiplication and how humans used it to make small things grow into larger results. She wanted to see if the principle could extend beyond numbers and machines. Arun approached her, carrying a small energy device. Princess, if you are ready, we can continue today's experiment. I think you might discover something even more remarkable. Lyra smiled. Yes, Arun. I feel the possibilities. Teach me how to combine energy with multiplication. They sat together at a table filled with devices of different sizes. Some were small generators, others were sensors or communication panels. Lyra examined each one carefully, tracing the flow of power like a conductor studying an orchestra. On my planet, she said thoughtfully, we use energy in streams that are guided by rules. But your way is different. You multiply small effects to create something larger. Arun nodded. Exactly. Humans often take simple actions and repeat them or combine them. That is how we build, how we grow knowledge, and how we achieve complex tasks. Lyra picked up a small generator and studied it. She adjusted the controls according to the multiplication patterns she had learned. To her surprise, the generator's energy output doubled in a fraction of the time it would normally take. She then connected it to another device and watched as the effect multiplied further. This is fascinating, she whispered. By combining small increments, energy becomes stronger than any single part. Arun's voice was full of admiration. You are seeing what even we sometimes forget. Human methods are simple, but when applied carefully, they become powerful. Lyra's curiosity deepened. She connected more devices, applying multiplication in sequence. Each connection created stronger energy flows, faster processing, and more efficient systems. The camp lights shone brighter, sensors worked more accurately, and even the water purification unit improved beyond expectation. The human engineers who had been observing her whispered among themselves. She is learning faster than we could teach. Her mind sees patterns we never noticed. Lyra, noticing their astonishment, spoke softly. Humans do not rely on only one method. You combine, repeat, and adjust. Growth comes from persistence, not just power. Arun realized that she was not only learning human techniques but also understanding the deeper philosophy behind them. Humans achieved greatness not only through technology but through curiosity, effort, and collaboration. Lyra's experiments were proving that even a small idea, when multiplied carefully, could lead to extraordinary results. By midday, she had transformed the energy system of the camp. Devices that had been inefficient were now working in perfect harmony. Arun could hardly believe what he saw. Princess, you have improved systems that we thought were already optimal. This is remarkable. Lyra's eyes glimmered with pride, but she remained humble. It is not just me. It is the method. Humans show that even small knowledge, when applied wisely, can create large results. She paused and looked at Arun. I wish my people could see this. They believe in complexity, but they forget the power of simple growth. Arun understood immediately. You are right. Humans often achieve great things through steps that seem small at first. That is our strength. As the sun began to set, Lyra stepped back and observed the camp. Everything was working better, smoother, and faster than before. It was a visible sign of what she had discovered, that multiplication, when applied thoughtfully, could transform even the simplest systems into powerful tools. That night, Lyra returned to her ship, carrying new thoughts about humans. She realized that their greatest gift was not strength or technology alone. It was their ability to take small ideas, multiply them through effort and creativity, and build wonders that even advanced alien civilizations might overlook. For the first time, she felt that humans could be more than allies. They could be teachers in their own way. Their potential was vast, and with guidance and trust, it could reach even the stars. Lyra closed her eyes and whispered softly, tomorrow, I will see how far this human strength can reach. It is more than numbers. It is the heart of their spirit. News of Princess Lyra's experiments spread quickly through the Celerian Empire. In her crystal palace far across the stars, her advisors and elders discussed her fascination with humans. Some spoke in worry. They believed humans were unpredictable and weak. They said it was dangerous for a royal to spend so much time learning from a lesser species. Lyra, however, felt differently. She understood what her people could not yet see. Humans were not strong in ways her advisors measured strength. They did not rely on massive energy, ancient crystals, or rigid traditions. Their power was subtle. It came from the ability to learn, to adapt, and to combine small efforts into great achievements. Back on Earth, Lyra walked with Arun through the camp, her silver robes reflecting the sunlight. "Some of my people will not approve," she said quietly. "They do not understand the gift of human thinking. They fear what they cannot control." Arun nodded. "They judge by their own rules. Humans are different, yes, but that does not make them weak. You have seen their strength with your own eyes." She smiled, her expression calm but determined. "Yes. Strength is not only power. It is growth, creativity, and persistence. I will show my people that humans can be trusted, and that they can do more than any one of my people expects." Lyra decided to propose a demonstration to both the humans and her own people. She wanted to prove that the principle of multiplication, what humans could do with small ideas, was not limited to machines or numbers. It could transform larger systems if applied with care and collaboration. Arun helped her organize a challenge. They chose a small but important project, a device that could improve the camp's energy distribution and communication networks simultaneously. On its own, it was complex, but she intended to use multiplication and human methods to make it work far better than it had ever worked before. As she began working, her advisors on the distant planet watched via holographic feed. Some frowned. "Why does she spend time with humans? This is unnecessary," one elder said. Another shook their head. "It is dangerous to rely on creatures so primitive." But Lyra ignored them. She focused on the task with her usual intensity. Arun guided her, providing explanations of human logic and patterns. She applied multiplication in ways that combined energy flow, timing, and sequence. Every adjustment she made produced small improvements. Then, as the improvements multiplied, the device's output surged. The humans gasped in amazement. Lights shone brighter across the camp. Energy flowed through every system smoothly. Even the communication devices worked faster, picking up signals that had previously been weak. Lyra's experiment was a complete success. She turned to Arun. "See? Small actions, combined and repeated, create strength far beyond expectations. This is the way humans build their world." Arun smiled proudly. "You have proven it, Princess. Your people will see that human methods are powerful, even by alien standards." Meanwhile, on her home planet, her advisors could not deny the results. Holographic reports showed the improved energy flow and enhanced devices. Slowly, their expressions softened. Even the most skeptical began to whisper among themselves. Perhaps humans were not weak. Perhaps their unique approach had value. Lyra's heart filled with quiet satisfaction. She had faced the first challenge, convincing her own people that humans were more than they appeared. The second challenge would be larger, showing that human potential could grow even greater when combined with alien knowledge. That evening, as the camp settled under the stars, Lyra walked outside alone. She gazed at the night sky, thinking about her world, her people, and the humans who had shown her a new kind of strength. "It is not only numbers that multiply," she whispered to herself. "It is ideas, effort, and trust. That is the real power of humans." Arun joined her, Sensing her thoughts. They will understand, princess. They will see what you have discovered. Lyra nodded. I hope so, Arun. I hope they see that the gift of humanity is not just in knowledge. It is in the heart, the persistence, and the courage to grow from what seems small into something great. And as the stars stretched across the sky, Lyra knew that the challenge she had faced today was only the beginning. There were more lessons to learn, more experiments to try, and more proof to give. But she felt certain that humans had a strength no crystal, starship, or tradition could match, the strength to multiply ideas and create wonders. The morning sun bathed the camp in golden light. Princess Lyra stepped out of her ship, her silver robes shimmering. Today was not an ordinary day. Today, she had planned something bold, a joint project between humans and her people. She wanted to show how their strengths could combine, multiplying results far beyond what either could achieve alone. Arun greeted her with a smile. Princess, are you ready for this? It is a big step. Lyra nodded. Yes, Arun. Humans have shown me the power of their thinking. Now I want to show my people that collaboration can create wonders. Together, we can achieve more than alone. At a cleared area of the camp, humans gathered with their tools and machines. Holographic feeds displayed the project to her advisors on Celerion. Some of them were skeptical, their faces stern. This is risky, one said. Why trust these humans with our work? Lyra did not answer aloud. She only smiled and turned to Arun. Let us begin. The project was a new energy engine, designed to power advanced equipment and communication systems. It required precision, creativity, and careful timing. Lyra divided the tasks. Humans would design the flow and multiplication of energy, while the alien team would provide materials and advanced control systems. At first, there were mistakes. Circuits did not align, energy pulses clashed, and some systems failed. Arun noticed the humans grow tense. Stay calm, he said. Mistakes are part of learning. Princess, they need guidance. Lyra walked among them, her voice calm but firm. Each error is a lesson. Observe carefully. Adjust. Combine small improvements. This is how humans grow ideas, and it is how we will succeed together. Her words seemed to lift the team's spirits. The humans started seeing patterns they had missed before. They adjusted connections, combined energy flows, and shared ideas openly. Lyra guided them, showing how to multiply the small gains into larger results. Hours passed, and slowly the engine began to respond. Energy flowed smoothly, systems aligned, and communication signals strengthened. Arun observed the transformation. Look at that, he whispered. They are learning from each other. The engine is coming alive. The alien advisors watching through holograms leaned closer, their expressions shifting from doubt to surprise. Even the most cautious could see the power of unity. Humans and aliens working together could achieve something neither could do alone. Lyra stood at the center of the project, her eyes bright with satisfaction. This is what I hope to show, she said softly. Strength is not only in power. It is in cooperation, learning from each other, and combining effort. Together, we multiply possibilities. Arun nodded. You have taught them more than technology today, princess. You have shown them how to value each other's skills. As the sun began to set, the final adjustments were made. The engine glowed with energy, stronger than expected. It hummed like a living creature, a perfect balance of human creativity and alien precision. The humans cheered quietly, and even the aliens allowed themselves small smiles. Lyra looked around at both teams. "See how far we have come," she said. "When different minds unite, ideas multiply. Knowledge grows. Strength expands. This is the true gift of working together." Arun placed a hand on her shoulder. "Your people will remember this, Princess. They will see that humans are not only clever but also capable of great collaboration." Lyra's gaze drifted to the stars above. "Yes, Arun. Humans show me that potential lies not only in what is known but in what can be shared and multiplied. Today, we have created more than an engine. We have created trust, understanding, and hope." That night, the camp was quiet except for the soft hum of the newly completed engine. Humans and aliens rested side by side, knowing they had achieved something extraordinary. Lyra lay in her ship, reflecting on the day. She realized that unity and cooperation were forms of multiplication even more powerful than numbers. Ideas combined, effort shared, and trust multiplied into results beyond imagination. She whispered softly, "Tomorrow, we will take this lesson further. The universe is wide, but with humans by my side, I feel it is smaller, brighter, and full of possibilities." The following morning, the camp was filled with a quiet anticipation. Princess Lyra stepped out of her ship, her silver robes glimmering in the first light. Today was the day to show the results of the joint project to her advisors and to the human team. Arun walked beside her, carrying a tablet displaying the engine's performance. "Princess, the readings are better than we imagined. Efficiency is at its highest, energy flow is stable, and communication systems are flawless." Lyra smiled. "Good. Let us present it." The humans gathered around the engine, eager to see their combined work succeed. Their hands, which had carefully adjusted circuits and guided energy flows, trembled slightly with excitement. They knew they had contributed not only skills but creativity and patience. Meanwhile, on her home planet, Lyra's advisors watched through the holographic feed. Their expressions were tense, a mixture of skepticism and curiosity. Many of them had doubted her focus on humans, believing it was a distraction from her royal duties. But now, they were about to witness the outcome. Lyra began the demonstration. She activated the engine. Lights across the camp pulsed in harmony, machines and devices responded instantly, and communication signals reached far beyond the expected range. The engine hummed with a perfect rhythm, a symphony of human ingenuity and alien precision. Arun turned to Lyra, his eyes wide. "It is more than I expected. You have multiplied not only energy but ideas, effort, and trust." The humans cheered quietly, feeling proud. They had worked alongside an alien princess and contributed to a result beyond their imagination. Their laughter and smiles were a celebration of persistence, creativity, and collaboration. On the holographic feed, Lyra's advisors watched in awe. They had expected only a minor improvement, perhaps a small gain in efficiency. Instead, they saw a result that surpassed even the most advanced calculations of the Cellarian engineers. Slowly, understanding dawned. Multiplication, as humans applied it, was more than numbers. It was a philosophy, combining effort, repeating small steps, and sharing ideas could create extraordinary results. Lyra spoke softly but clearly so all could hear. "This engine is proof of what I have learned from humans. Strength is not only in raw power or tradition. It is in curiosity, collaboration, and the ability to multiply knowledge and effort." Her words were simple, but their meaning was profound. Even the most skeptical advisors could not ignore the truth. Humans, though not armed with advanced crystals or centuries of structured tradition, had a gift far more powerful, the ability to grow ideas, solve problems creatively, and work together. Arun stepped forward, addressing the gathering. Princess Lyra has shown us the value of combining different perspectives. Her wisdom reminds us that progress is greatest when minds and efforts unite, regardless of origin. The advisors finally nodded, some even smiling. They realized that humans were not only capable of learning but could also inspire new ways of thinking. They had underestimated a species that, at first glance, seemed simple. Lyra looked at the humans with admiration. "I came to your world to learn numbers. I did not expect to learn so much about strength, persistence, and heart. Your world is not only beautiful. It is powerful because of your spirit." The humans felt honored. They understood that their greatest gift was not machines or tools. It was their creativity, their curiosity, and the ability to combine effort to achieve wonders. They had shown an alien princess the true meaning of human strength. As the sun set, the camp was bathed in a golden glow. Lyra stood quietly, watching both humans and aliens. "Today we have done more than build an engine," she said softly. "We have multiplied trust, hope, and understanding. That is the true power of humanity." Arun smiled and nodded. "You are right, Princess. Humans are capable of extraordinary things. We build not only with our hands but with our minds and hearts." Lyra looked at the stars above and whispered, "The universe is vast, but with humans, I see a light that can multiply across the galaxies. I see hope, growth, and possibilities that no distance can limit." For the first time, the Celerian Empire understood that humans were not weak, not simple, and not limited. They were strong in ways that mattered most. Strength of mind, strength of spirit, and the ability to grow ideas into greatness. The engine hummed softly, a quiet reminder of what had been achieved. And as humans and aliens looked on together, Princess Lyra realized that this was only the beginning. Together, they could reach the stars.